And here is the finished product. Now, doesn't that look good?
The NILSU app is an online service offering a new way for brands and student athletes to interact.
Mirabella says that a lack of rain in the northern states caused a domino effect to our local Mississippi.
This fear amongst students has the LSU student government focus on solutions so that students can be their own heroes. LSU, the pride of Baton Rouge, has faced a negative spotlight regarding student safety.
This past year, my friend passed out in the middle of a big crowd, and no one did anything at all. So it was just me and her, and I was trying to help, and I was like, hey, can someone call the police? Can someone do anything? No one did anything.
Tabari Bowser has seen the lack of help among students during dangerous situations.
In that moment, I was like, I felt hopeless.
These concerns have caused LSU student government to post bystander intervention tactics on social media. But what does a bystander look like?
It's basically you're in a group of people and then a certain situation happens, whether that be negative or positive. And since we're around those many people, we don't expect to be the ones to pick up a phone to call the police or do anything in violent situations.
Bystander intervention has 3 steps and plans to de-escalate dangerous situations, according to Marissa Eisworth.
First one would be to create a distraction. So that could look like walking up to someone and being like, oh, hey, I've been looking for you all over the place. Let's go get some food or something.
Asking someone directly if they need help at bars or places on campus can determine if the situation is unsafe.
Anyone in the situation that holds a little more power than you do, you can ask them to intervene on your behalf.
Bowser said bystander intervention will be essential for students.
This would be a good way into the real world, getting them active and getting them doing things so when they're out around in public, they are the active bystander and they are doing something to create a change.
Students being alert can result to being a lifesaver for others. The many flavors of ice cream can water the mouths of any sugar fanatic, but it's hard work to make.
You're going to get dirty. Powdered milk goes everywhere. Looks like you've been skiing. There's white stuff all over you.
Each week, LSU students get hands-on experience creating and packing ice cream at the LSU Dairy Store. Shockingly, ice cream's ingredients aren't complicated, according to assistant creamer Ridge Williams.
Everything starts out from our base ingredients, from our milk to our sugar to our powdered milk. It just can't get any more simple than that.
Williams said ice cream's final taste and texture can take up to 5 days to produce.
Because we have a day for making the mix, a day for getting our milk, actually, and making the ice cream mix, which is also a very messy day. And then putting the machine together actually takes a whole day as well. And then freezing is a whole day.
Since one batch of ice cream produces 300 gallons, making this delicious treat isn't a one-man job.
We like to have 3 people hands on deck when we make ice cream, just because all of our ingredients and all of our equipment that we use is pretty heavy. Most of our ingredients are no less than 50 pounds.
Ingredients, machines, and human grit are the linking chains necessary for ice cream.
And here is the finished product. Now, doesn't that look good?
Creamer manager Matthew Konzelman says the ice cream embodies the Pelican State.
A product come from Louisiana and be made here and enjoyed here.
So next time you get a taste of the Dairy Store's ice cream, remember the hidden dedication of LSU's own students. For Tiger TV News, I'm Chandler McIntosh. This majestic ship floating in the Mississippi River has been an icon for decades, docking itself as a staple in the Baton Rouge community.
Baton Rouge, Tiger Stadium is the #1 attraction, but the USS Kidd is the #2 attraction.
The USS Kidd, a military destroyer ship, is a reminder of the enduring soldiers and legacy of World War II.
She is the only destroyer in the world in her World War II configuration. So as such, she's a time capsule of 1945.
Recently, the USS Kidd's cradle rods have punctured a hole into her lower hull. Louisiana lawmakers have provided funds, prompting it to be moved to Houma in 2024 to be repaired. While in Houma, the USS Kidd will also be repainted with various shapes called dazzle camouflage, and a new story will be told within the ship's cabins.
One story that hasn't been told in World War II has been the role of African Americans in the U.S. Navy and U.S. Navy service.
African American soldiers could join the Navy in any role until the FDR administration required them to serve white officers. These soldiers, called messmen, found themselves confined to segregated spaces and demoted to the role of cleaners despite their previous officer status.
I want to take it back to her World War II configuration and show the messmen's quarters. And we're working with the Baton Rouge African American Museum to write the narrative and tell the story. And in so doing, we're going to be the only museum ship in the fleet that will be able to tell that story.
While the absence of the USS Kidd from Baton Rouge may surprise many, there's no need to worry.
A lot of people, when we talked about first doing this, were just sorely afraid we were taking Kidd away from Baton Rouge and she's never coming back. But I've likened it to a senior citizen going to their monthly doctor's appointment. It's just part of her lifespan.
The USS Kidd making its landing in Houma isn't a setback, rather a needed vacation to ensure its restoration to greater glory. For Tiger TV News, I'm Chandler McIntosh. The Stately Oaks and Broad Magnolias welcome students each year. While students adjust to LSU, adjusting to Louisiana can intimidate international students.
Everybody is anxious about traveling.
LSU grad student Nana Asiyama moved from Ghana to Louisiana in 2020 and didn't know what to expect.
It was my first time really leaving my country to a different place to stay there for a long time.
Nana and other international students' worries have pushed organizations to make safe spaces and inclusive activities.
We try to be a home away from home for international students to help create that sense of belonging.
The International Cultural Center provides a place to share students' culture and meet other foreign students.
They can come to us for anything, so if they need help setting up a bank account or these small things that domestic students don't really think about, we want them to know that we're here for them for anything that they may need.
Killian Dumont's experience as an abroad student persuaded her to be a resource for international students.
I was thinking of all of these people that helped me adjust and how much I got out of that and how valuable it was to have those connections in another culture, and I wanted to give back to that community here.
Every Tuesday, the Baptist Collegiate Ministries International Dinner provides meals, games, English tutoring, and a place to worship.
I love seeing the different cultures of our international students. I mean, I think it's great that they even chose Louisiana in the first place.
Nana, who regularly attends international dinner, said LSU's hospitality has made him feel appreciated.
That's one of the things I always tell people back home. I'm so glad I came to Louisiana. You meet nice people, very cordial, very friendly, willing to help.
Even though Baton Rouge might not be international students' permanent home, they will always be LSU's own. For Tiger TV News, I'm Chandler McIntosh. Huge ships sail the Mississippi River's mighty flow, but the river's recent drought affects something smaller than ships, plants.
Plants are water. They have a continual need of water, so water supply in almost all agricultural crops is a critical thing.
LSU horticulture professor Bob Mirabello said that irrigation methods which pull water from the Mississippi River to nurture crops are impacted.
The last summer proved to be a real challenge for agricultural crops, horticultural crops, because there was no water.
With all the flooding and raining in Louisiana, how could there be a drought?
Mirabella says that a lack of rain in the northern states caused a domino effect to our local Mississippi.
If those areas don't get the precipitation in the winter, then we don't have the water here.
We see most Elvis.
Depleting water in all the Mississippi's connecting rivers is a rare occurrence, according to LSU Civil and Environmental Engineering professor Clint Wilson.
We have to think about the Mississippi River being fed by the upper Mississippi River, the Ohio River, the Tennessee River, the Missouri River. At least one or two of those other watersheds are giving their normal amount of water. What happened this fall was they were all abnormally dry.
Wilson said the United States should expect to see river droughts happen more than before.
With climate change, we may start to see, those extremes happen maybe more frequently.
If April showers don't bring May flowers and river levels are still low, plants will need a miracle from Mother Nature. Chandler McIntosh, Tiger TV Newsbeat.
Is the middleman between student athletes and businesses.
The NILSU app is an online service offering a new way for brands and student athletes to interact. The app accompanies and student athletes to create app accounts, increase their platform, discuss sponsorship deals, and finalize contracts. Student athletes can receive profit from their sponsorship deals throughout the app and route their earnings directly to their bank account. The NILSU app comes after an historic law approved name, image, and likeness deals for student athletes to receive financial compensation through partnerships with companies and the sale of athletic jerseys.
We're going to continue to build it out, grow it, add education, and make sure that it's just that extra resource that they have at their fingertips.
The NILSU app is available to download on all app providers.